Hello, this video is for those who are guarded in love. If you feel your defense is up when you're looking for love, if you've had a traumatic childhood, or maybe you just had one bad experience in love and now your defenses are up when it comes to love, when you're on a date, or even if you're just looking. I want to talk to you about that because many of you are definitely coming from a good place. But it's only going to keep attracting in those narcissists, those cray-cray people, okay? And it's because, think about it, like if you have armor up, even if it's just defense, the people who are at the vibe of soft, of sweet, of kindness, right? If they're walking by and they see someone who has a shield behind their back or a sword behind their back and a shield, they're like, oh, I'm just a farmer. Like, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to stay away. Even though you say you're not an attacker and aggressor, that's just to protect yourself. Like, I'm not even at that vibe. So they're going to keep walking by you. The only people who are going to approach you are going to be people who have a bigger weapon, who are up for the challenge of dismantling your armor. You don't want someone who's up to the challenge to dismantle your armor, because that's the opposite of trust, what you actually want in a relationship. So this is not to persuade you that something's wrong or bad about having your armor up and your guard up when in love, because I know you have a very good reason, probably from childhood, as to why you are defensive in love. But it's just to let you know that continuing to be defensive is only going to continue to attract in people who are willing to hack it down, who have a bigger weapon than you. It's going to just keep getting you into those like fight, duel, power struggle type of relationships. And this isn't just stop it, be nice. I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to go through the shadow work, the inner child work, but then I'm also going to show in the solo vibrations, because you know this channel is all about manifestation, law of attraction. I'm going to show you the solo vibes you need to start adding into your own personal energy that you're exuding. And then I'm also going to cover the relationship vibes that you need to start cultivating, because you need to think the new thought so that you get the new reality. And don't worry, I'm going to give you guys a meditation for this too. So the meditation is just when you get into meditative state, ask yourself, ask your inner being, your soul, whatever you call it, to, hey, show me how much armor am I carrying around in love? Sometimes you'll see like a full headgear. Sometimes you'll see just a little bit, but just see like, how can I soften this? What if this is ready to fall off? What if this is ready to be unbuckled? Can you give up some of your armor? And you're just doing a meditation to see how much of your armor can you drop off. And you can ask certain parts of armor that are willing to come down. Just say like, hey, so I know you're trying to protect me. I know you're doing a good thing for me. So how are you trying to protect me? What are you trying to protect me from? So you can kind of hear why. And then you want to see if you can get that need met in a whole new way, because then maybe you can drop it, because you want to be attracting the other people who are just, I want someone who wants to wake up on a Sunday cuddling. I want someone, hey, Valentina, this video is based on our email exchange. I'm going to make the video first and then go record the meditation. Where was I at? Oh, the people who are just like, man, I just want to wake up and cuddle on a Sunday, go to brunch with my boo thing, have some children, aren't going to be attracted to people with armor on them. Okay, so for some of you, it depends where you're at in your journey. If you likely had some trauma in your childhood, I want to give you a couple of aspects that you can focus on when you go do however you do your shadow work, your inner child work. You obviously just want to do a general one for any past traumas, any past traumatic experiences. And this one's big, guys, because this one you actually have to heal. It's relational trauma, meaning that the trauma happened in a relationship, right? It wasn't like a car accident that that you can just heal the trauma of that one event. It has to be healed while in a relationship. And that's really helpful for transactional relationships, like a coach or like a therapist who's trained in providing this healing. So some of this work you will actually have to do with someone else, whether it's with a partner. Probably not, because if it's a partner, it's going to be that 1% who's super ready to just provide that safety and comfort for someone. But most of the time, again, if you have any armor up, it's because they also have armor up, and that will just lead to a fight. So past traumas. The process that I found particularly helpful for this is the completion process by Teal Swan. Of course, for people who run a container with me, I can guide you through that process, super easy. But if you're not, you can also go to her website, thecompletionprocess.com, maybe. Type in the completion process, you'll find it on internet. And she has a list of people who are certified in her work that you can do. Okay, so beyond cleaning up the past traumas that you do have to clean up while in a relationship, there's also the part of you that's independent, because hyper independence is a trauma response. So you want to, and this just means that when you start doing the inner child work on your own, or if you choose to have someone else there with you guiding it, say, I want to speak to the aspect of me who's the ultra independent, the one I can do it all on my own. I can make it all on my own. The part of you that has a hard time asking for help. The part of you that thinks that it has to all be done by you, which this one kind of bleeds into the third one. You want to speak to the aspect of you that feels like a burden in relationship. Likely the burden in a relationship, that one can come from not even trauma, but just being born in severe, in like extreme poverty. Because literally, if you just needed something like a diaper or like soccer cleats so you could go play, right, which is an innocent request, if you could see your parents kind of like, make any reaction of like shriveling up or, honey, that's not for people like us. Or like maybe they shame me for asking, or maybe they're healthy with, those would make, like, those cleats would be awesome so you could go play, huh? Unfortunately, like, I don't have the means to provide that for you. Maybe someone else can. Let's see if we could find someone. Even if you have that healthy thing, if you just grew up with having a basic need being a hardship for someone who's providing for you, you grew up thinking that just the air you're breathing is a burden. You existing is a burden. So if you think you're a burden, guess what kind of person you're going to attract? A fucking narcissist who thinks that everyone's a burden. A narcissist who, like, and I'm talking about true narcissists, guys, not just someone selfish. Someone who, like, literally has the people are for my disposal and only to meet my need. If you feel like a burden, you're going to attract that kind of a person in. You could also attract those people who are in high demanding careers. Okay, so you want to speak to you just want to talk to that part of you that feels like a burden in relationships. You also want to talk to the part of you that feels lonely. That one can also, for some people, I've noticed in my work with people, it either comes up as the lonely child or it comes up as the longing child. So a lot of times what can happen when you're really just yearning for that relationship, especially if you've already done so much self-growth, it means that there's an active longing vibration, emotion within you. Okay, and like the tricky part here can be that it could be something from you, right? Maybe you grew up and you were like the only kid getting abused and you saw everyone else having this fun. That can create that longing emotion within you that just is still active. So you have to deactivate it and activate connection. Well, I'm going to get into the vibes you need to activate in a little bit. But you see the lonely part of you, the longing part of you. The tricky part is that it might be something within you that I just explained, or it might be an emotion vibration that you picked up from your parents. Okay. In which case, if it's that, a powerful meditation for that, and the way you know is you just do the inner child work and go, hey, the part of me that is longing so desperately for something that I don't think I can have, can you come speak to me? If nothing shows up, try a couple of times. If there's no energy there in the meditation, then just try the other one. And this is the one where I like to use the visualization of a river myself. So I picture myself walking into a river. Sometimes I even hike to a river. I live in a pretty cool spot where that's super easy to do. But I like to go in a river, either in my third eye or actually go. And then I just picture like, okay, is there any vibration within me that's active that I inherited from a previous generation that is not helping me achieve blank, 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 all my current manifestations? And then normally they start to come up. And then I go, okay, whose energy is this? And most of the time it will come up like mom or dad, right? And then you release it back to them. But as it goes, guys, it's not just your mom and dad's energy, it's also their parents. And their parents got it from their parents. Because it's, what was that thing in medicine that you still carry a part of your grandma because when a woman's in the uterus, she develops all of her eggs while in there. So when your mom was developing the eggs that became you, she was in your grandma. So you don't build more eggs after you're born. Your eggs are already all the way in you when you're in the womb. So you get grandma's energy in there too. And when grandma was alive, mom was heavily influencing her. So there's a lot, there's like, it goes back generationally. So if it's like, if it's a relative that you knew while alive, it's going to come up and be like, oh, I just need to release this to mom. And sometimes you'll get a memory of theirs. Sometimes you'll just get the emotion and you go, hey, I release this back to you. Well, all gratitude for having me, all appreciation for my life. Thank you. That's not something that I need right now though. So I give it back to you. And you can release it back to them. If it's not like someone you actually knew, most of the time you'll be able to kind of just like, I like to picture my dad on my left and my mom on my right. And I just picture lines after them. All the relatives that I know, I put their faces in my meditation. But if I don't know them, I just keep the lines open and I go, I just release it. And like, you'll feel it releasing. Okay. So the next shadow work inner child area that you can focus on to clean this up is the part of you that doesn't want to get played. The part of you that doesn't want to go all in, fall in love, only to have it thrown in your face, see, I didn't love you anyway. You probably had a borderline or a bipolar mom. Very likely, not always, but they loved you 1 minute, hated you another minute. So you're like, I don't want to go all in, have everything seem peachy for 9 months, then to have it come crashing down. For those of you who didn't quite have the cray-cray mom, dad experience, another way that comes up for people is, well, what if they change their mind? I don't want to get settled and finally relax, finally let my guard down. Hence why the very first thing I told you guys to do was a meditation to drop the armor. It's because you saw someone just change their mind suddenly. It's like, what if they wake up and see me for who I really am and realize that I'm an imposter? So that one's also linked to the burden aspect within you. No matter what I do, I'm inherently flawed, and no matter what I do, I'm never good enough. So those are two other things. The part of me that feels like I'll never be good enough, the part of me that feels inherently flawed. Those are two other areas you'll have to clean up. Okay, and of course, you want to speak to the part of you that is scared of entering a relationship and part of you that is afraid of being in a relationship. So that's a lot of inner child work I just gave you guys. Okay, so now let's move on to the vibes you have to add in, right? Especially for my people who had somewhat of it, some sort of chaos in their childhood. As good as it is to clean up and clear out all the old stuff not helping you, sometimes you got to, start planting in the new. And if you've never had a good, healthy example of that, here's the vibes to help you. So this is for you solo. Vibes just to start adding into yourself: softness, tenderness, sweet, care, adore, cherish, admire, celebrate. You want softness because you don't want someone going, yeah, I'll pick up that trash for you because you're so lazy. You want someone who's, oh, babe, yeah, I'll take the trash out for you. Tenderness, because you don't want someone who doesn't give you any affection, doesn't kiss you. You want someone who's giving you kisses on the cheek. I think they're all kind of obvious. Sweet, you want someone who's, oh, it's her birthday coming up in a month. How can we make it special? So you want to start adding in those vibrations for those reasons. Care, because you want someone who go like, oh, I'm so nervous at my doctor's appointment. If it's going to be your main partner, you want someone who goes, babe, how was your doctor's appointment? Oh, good. I'm so glad to hear everything turned out right. Or, oh, babe, I'm so sorry. No, I'm just going to be here with you as you process the emotions of this. Right? You want someone to either check in and celebrate with you, the stuff that's important to you, or you want someone who, if you get bad news, who's I'm just going to sit here where you're dealing with the brunt of these emotions and sit here and be here with you so that you're not alone. So that's care. Care is like the counter to, if you have a lone, lonely vibration, you want care active within you. Adore just means it is the vibe where you're willing to allow someone to put their focus on you, and their goal is to please you. Right? Because you don't want someone who, right, I'm independent, got all my stuff, you're independent, got all your stuff. Okay, great. We had sex, we had connection, we like each other. Okay, bye, I'm out of here. The guy may not be a player, or the girl, the person may not be a player, but they don't know how to have that. I am actively choosing to spend my time to focus on you, right? Like this video I'm making right now is me very much adoring you, the person watching this, because I chose to take the time to make a list of all the stuff that I've learned and all the books I've read and all the clients I've seen to just help people who may not yet want to have the funds for whatever reason, not sign up to work with me one-on-one, but I just want this information out there. So that's why you want to activate the door vibration, because you do want someone to focus on you and go, oh, babe, it's your birthday. How can I make it special for you? Or babe, I got some time this morning. I want to make you the best breakfast ever. What are you thinking? Or, hey, babe, yeah, here, I went on a run this morning and I brought you back a coffee. That's a door. That's what you want, right? You don't want someone who will bring me sweet gifts, because that could be someone who's soft or someone who is also walking around with armor. Like, I brought you coffee, put out, right? That's why you want to actually activate the adore. I want to be adored. I want to be cherished. So cherished is that's where you can show up and just be like appreciated. Like, oh, Valentina's here. Yay. Ah, Kelly's here. This is where you just get to be appreciated for the natural energy that you bring, not because you actually brought a masculine productive value, but just that you chose to spend your time going to that thing. Okay, and admire. Yeah, you want to practice being admired. You want to add that in. Like, it's okay for me to be admired. It's okay for me to be admired, because if you're not willing to be admired, you're going to keep attracting other people who also have their guard up, who also have armor up, or people who are willing to attack with their weapons and their armor. Admire is when you're willing to have someone go, hey, that's a really cool gift of yours. That's a really cool skill of yours. So, since most of us are not Olympian athletes or like doctors, right? They're like, doctors are 1% of the population and Olympian athletes are less than 1%. If we all can't be Beyonce, right? Like, let's just say you're a woman. I just ate tacos, so I'm going to use Mexican heritage in my example right now. Let's just say like you're a Mexican woman and you make phenomenal food. If you can't allow yourself to be admired for that skill set, because I have had good tacos and I have had bad tacos. I have had pinto beans that have blown my mind, and I have pinto beans that I think I might be able to make better than this. So if you have a skill, let's say it's cooking, you want to be admired for that trait. You want to be, oh yeah, I want a woman who cooks good food. Because then the man will be, hey, this is something that I see in you that you like doing, and that for you, you would be doing it whether you're in a relationship or out of a relationship. But I know that I really like this added to my life. And it's not something that I have on my own without you. So I admire that skill you have. I admire that knowledge, that wisdom you have. Or I admire that you're willing to dedicate and spend that much time to it, right? Because some of the better beans I've ever had, it's been like, oh no, I low boil it all day. I add the seasonings in here, and then I check in it 4 hours later, right? So that's why you want to allow yourself to be admired. And celebrate. Celebrate is another vibration that you have to add, because you want someone who's, oh my God, you got your first client, or oh my God, you did it. You saved your money. You got your car. Oh wow, you did it. You want someone who's going to be celebrating with you, right? Because if you're not willing, if you don't have these vibrations active, you're not going to get someone who's willing to even do those things. That's when you get the, okay, good job. You passed. You're a doctor now, right? Then I'm going to like eye contact with you. Because there's going to be, okay, oh wow, you passed your test. Okay, good job. Okay, well, what's next? That's the kind of person you're going to get if you don't have these vibrations active within you. Okay, let me think. Is there anything else we need to add here? Okay, so to add these in, you bring your focus to them. Inner being, show me, what does the soft relationship look like? I want to see all the soft relationships I can, whether in person, TikTok, Instagram. I just want to call soft vibrations to me and add in your sweatshirts. Like, oh, the sweatshirt's so soft. Oh, my satin lining is so soft. I love soft. Oh, my background decoration, it's so like soft, tender. And tender, you can massage yourself. And not just like massage, just like, oh, how's my wrist feel? Okay, let me be tender. Let me do a little rampage for you guys. I'm recreating a whole new vibration right here, right now in the relationship area in my life. I'm just allowing myself to hit the vibrational reset button. I believe enough in the law of attraction to know that I have manifested some things, and this is an area that I'd like to start putting more emphasis on so that I can start attracting in a wonderful life mate. So I kind of want to just wave a magic wand and clear away my previous segment of my life on relationships and create a new vibe. I'm just cultivating and creating a new vibe right here, right now in the relationship area of my life. And I know that I want the new type of relationships that I'm in and that I call in, I want them to feel soft. I want it to feel soft. I want it to feel softer. I almost want it to feel like silk against my cheek. I just want new relationships to have a feeling of softness. I want there to be sweet tenderness, almost like a 2-year-old kissing my forehead. I just want that soft, sweet kiss. I did this thing to express affection towards you, and now we're both giggling in delight over them. I definitely want to feel tenderness in relationships. And sweetness, just here's this little kind gesture I did for you to make you feel better. And I would like to do that. Here's this little kind, sweet gesture that I would like to do for you. So I know I want it to feel softer. I want it to feel tender. I want it to feel sweet. And I want there to be a lot of care and affection. And I'm willing to allow myself to feel adored. I'm willing to allow myself to feel adored. And I want to feel more cared about than I've ever cared about before. And I want this new person that I call in, I want to be able to care for them far more easier than I've ever cared for anyone else in my entire life before. I want it to feel like the care, sweetness, the affection, the softness, the tenderness between us is just this reciprocal, like infinity sign. And like we're both continuously reaffirming each other with sweet, tender words. Sweet, tender words are just gonna roll off the tip of my tongue, and I'm gonna hear them all the time because I'm now allowing myself to be adored and cherished. I'm just allowing myself to be appreciated for who I really am and appreciated for the things that I naturally like to bring to a relationship. And I'm going to allow myself to be admired. That means that I'm going to allow myself to feel a little special, to feel a little unique, to feel like, hey, you know what? My eclectic life experience did make me really gill at these skill sets. So I'm going to allow myself to be admired. And I'm going to start allowing myself to activate the vibration celebration work because I do in a relationship where we're saying good job all the time and good job because of something that was actually done very well. Okay, so that was a little rampage for you guys. One last thing I want to say about admire before I move on is that this is about you valuing and honoring yourself and kind of seeing your self-worth. Everyone says you don't have any self-worth. No, it's that you just don't know how to be admired. And now you're allowing yourself to experience that, maybe for the first time of your life. Because if you don't allow yourself to be admired, then you'll get someone who just wants to be in a relationship. But if you're watching this video, you're likely to want someone who's like, no, this person's really cool. I want them in my life. Okay. All right, so now let's go to the relationship vibes that you need to add in because you have to create new vibes within you to attract new people, but you also have to create a new vibration around relationship. Okay, and those are acceptance, because this is where you get to show up as you are, who you are. And like if there's something super political going on, you could say whatever it is you have to say, and you just know you're going to be met with softness, sweetness, and tenderness. And you in turn, this kind of carries over into allowing for duality when you're in a relationship. And duality, I just mean dual experiences. Her experience could be, you're an a-hole and you never give me any time, while also allowing for his experience to be, you're so clingy and needy, right? Because so that's the vibration of two people who have their guard up and their swords. You don't give me enough time. You're clingy and needy. That's like hacking away in time. That's going to erode the relationship. You want to do things that are coming towards each other, that are affirming, hey, babe, this isn't going to be the best example for you, but given where you guys are very likely at, this is going to be a good example. Babe, I'm feeling ignored lately. I would like more time with you. Even better, babe, I'm finding myself craving connection with you, because you want to communicate in a way where you're expressing what the problem is and what do you need. I'm not getting enough time, attention, connection with you. I would like some quality time with you. I would like a present. I would like you to make a list of 20 things you appreciate. appreciate about me? And you don't have to know exactly what it is you want. It could also be, babe, I'm not feeling appreciated enough and I don't know what to do about it. And then you two can come together. Okay. So acceptance, another reason why that one's really big, because a lot of times, and especially watching this video, you probably went through enmeshment trauma when you were younger. And if it wasn't trauma because it was abuse, it could be a cultural thing. You kind of just had to accept the vibration, the emotion of the people around you, and you weren't able to develop your own sense of identity. But if you have the acceptance vibration added in there, that's when you allow for people to have the, babe, you're ignoring me. Babe, you're needy and clingy. Oh, wow. You think I'm needy and clingy? Wait, why? We haven't hung out in like 2 or 3 days. Yeah, I want to hang out with you. You're cool. You're awesome. And hello, I'm cool and awesome. Why do you think I'm needy and clingy? What am I doing? Oh, well, babe, like sometimes when you text me and like I'm like in surgery and then you'll like text me and then when I come out of surgery and I see 8 texts, I just feel really bad because I haven't responded. And I know you feel bad, but there was literally nothing I could do about it, babe, because I was in surgery. Oh, I didn't realize that had that emotional impact on you. Okay, well, I would like to feel connected to you because I don't want to go 24 hours without speaking to you, but I also don't want to text you that much when you're in surgery. Babe, what if I were to text you like before every surgery, and then you're the first person I text afterwards? I never know how long it's going to last 100%. I can give you a rough estimate, but I don't want you to like hold me to that because I don't want to disappoint you. And a big theme in my life has been like disappointing people in relationships. And I don't want to do that anymore. Like, I don't want people to just be disappointed when I'm just like doing my job, what I've trained for. Okay, I can understand that. Okay, well, what if you give me a range? At the earliest 4 hours, typically at the longest 8 hours. But babe, I want you to like, if it's ever longer than 8 hours, give me benefit of the doubt first and let me, and when I reach out to you, I'll be like, babe, whoa, interesting case. I'm done though. I love you. I'm coming home, right? Because that's called conflict intimacy. So that's why you want acceptance. You want depth, obviously. You want affection. Affection's going to be a good one. Affection, because you want the kisses on your face. You want someone to like, you just want to lean back into someone and feel their arms wrap around you. Trusting that they have your back when they're not around you. Trust that they're representing both of you in a good light. Trust that they have your best interests at heart when they're making their decisions. These are all big ones for you guys, and I know it. Respect, basic respect. Respect in communication, respect in feelings, respect in admiration. Security. Safety and security can very much be present in relationships, guys. You're vibing out of the old people that you connected with, and you're now going towards other people who actually want to be in a relationship and are willing to do words and actions that line up with that. Because most people on this planet want a relationship, whether it's a lover, romantic, or whether it's a friendship, but they like it. What was that study, the orphanage study, where babies near the front, near the door who got picked up more, like were happier and more vibrant, babies towards the end actually died more often. So basic like affection and security is very much vital for a healthy relationship. So autonomy, you want autonomy because autonomy is where you can have your own thoughts, your own opinions, you can make your own decisions. You're having trust and respect and acceptance. So decisions you now make represent yourself and the family you're creating, right? Because a mom wants a decision that will obviously benefit her, but will obviously benefit her children too. Because you don't want to raise your children having to fend for themselves. So you really want to like autonomy. You don't have to call your husband or your wife every time you have to make a decision, right? You want the autonomy so that you two don't become like codependent. You two don't become enmeshed. You can't do anything without your partner. Unless that's the type of relationship that you want. If you want the relationship where, no, my husband and I, we run our shop together, you don't need as much autonomy. You probably need like 25, 30% active within you, not more. I personally don't want to work with my partner, so I want a higher degree of autonomy in mine. So the last two for you will be adding in the vibration of support and adding in the vibration of connection. Connection is two people coming towards each other. Not, babe, I need this. Okay, great, right? You want two people like, babe, how are you? Babe, I'm doing so great. How are you? Good to hear from you. All right, guys, I hope that helped. If you got any questions after watching this, click the link below. not click the link below, comment down below. What are your questions? What are your thoughts after reading this? And maybe I'll make a follow-up video for you guys. I'll do my best to try to make the meditation help you drop the guard and the armor, but I did give you everything you needed in the beginning. But I love you guys lots. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and hit subscribe. Love you guys. Bye.